Hello, everybody, and Happy New Year to you all. I hope you all had a wonderful Christmas and period and New Year as well too. I'm running solo this evening. I'm David Carter. I'll say unfortunately we don't have Ewan Gale this evening as he has even less of a voice than I do. But we're going to carry on anyway, and we've got Gerrit de Vries running in the camera booth here as well. I hope you're all well. I say it's a nice evening, at least here in UK, but we are in the Circuit de Catalunya here for round 3 of the GPU European Formula 3 Championship of 2021-22. So we're just in the final 30 seconds of official practice here, which has been, first couple of rounds, been a really interesting season. I'll say if you have missed it, and this is your first time watching this season, we've been to Imola, and we've been to also the last round at the Red Bull Ring in Austria as well. And I can see, just looking at the standings there, it's really, really close between, well, the whole grid pretty much. We just see a couple of cars having an incident right in front of us. But here's the Teams Championship in front of your eyes now. So Tom Stevens for Nocturne leading the championship ahead of Chris Butcher by 9 points. Butcher there in the THR. Then we got Dan Brewer for Stacks, Much Crop for Nocturne, Bickers for Stacks there as well, and Sven Gilhove there for Mazunda Motorsports, Vagapov, Luke Maguire, who missed the last round out because of COVID, but glad to say he looks like he's back in racing now. I know he's having one or two connection issues, but he's back, ready to race here this evening. Bradley Sellers, who had an excellent podium last time out in Austria, and Loic Meunier rounding out the top 10 there. And we've actually got some driver standings now, so Christmas period wasn't totally work-free, but we had a bit of work in the background. And you see there, Nocturne leading the team's championship by 21 points out of Stacks and THR. Big battle over second. And then a big gap to Valle, Masunda, Team Iris, Sim Apex, Beyond, Gallery 82 and Team Epic there with a single point. And a few teams still yet to get off the mark in this championship. Now, there is a few penalties and new drivers in this evening as well, as we'll go through that as qualifying starts and ends, and we'll go through the whole grid. But luckily, practice is now finished. I'd like to thank also supporting this series 3D Wrap. The top drivers and team in the championship will receive discount codes from 3D Wrap with an excellent choice of products as well. They really are top quality. Stuff. I'm very jealous. I don't have any myself, but it was on the list of Santa, but yeah, obviously got lost on the way here. Obviously off the back of his sleigh, or someone nicked it, obviously. And also we also like to thank Sadler Computers for giving us all these wonderful servers as well. He actually supports a lot of leagues and teams throughout our Factor 2, not just GPU but elsewhere as well. It's endurance or touring cars or single seater racing as well. So really good service from Sadler Computers and good rates as well. You can get there from him. So if you are maybe a team owner, for example, we want to do some practice, recommend going to him. He does a really, really good job. But you see the blue skies are out now around Barcelona. Oh, no, it's not. Look at that. Click her fingers and it goes cloudy again. But there we go. Qualifying has now started. I'll say green flag will go in about 5 seconds time. And I'll say if you've got any predictions in chat now for who's going to get your pole position, feel free to throw them in the chat. Tom Stevens got pole position in the last 2 events. He has taken a victory and 2 second places so far this season with a 6th place overall. He's probably going to be the favourite going into this qualifier session, but lots of traffic, unlimited laps. You can do as many laps as you can in this 15-minute session in qualifying. The only real rule is don't escape on track. You have to come back to the pit lane to then escape to go back for another run. So basically, don't bin it, guys. Keep it safe, keep sensible as well. But a lot of these guys are only pushing like hell to get up as far up the grid as they can. And track conditions here today. So we've got just an ambient temperature of 11 degrees Celsius and track temperature of 29 degrees. So plenty of grip out there. We're not expecting any rain. at all. It's supposed to be a dry event, but live weather is in play on this server, so who knows what may happen. We're just watching Chris Butcher there in the THR car there as well. He has had a pretty decent season so far. A first, 2 fourth positions and a 5th place from the man from Leeds in the UK as he goes through here. The twisty, somewhat annoying chicane at the end of the lap here. He's just about to go on his first qualifying lap here as we ride on board the T-Cam of this Formula 3 car made by Tatus, based on R-Factor 2. And I say, it's very much a one-line circuit here at Barcelona. There is not many overtaking opportunities around here. If you go slightly offline, you will get punished. And also a big tyre killer as well, particularly corners like this now, turn 3. A slight lift of throttle there. He's going to go down here to, I believe, 3rd gear on the way in. Quite a bit of downforce on these cars as well, so he can carry the speed pretty well for such a low power car. He's going to go down to 2nd gear here, throws it in, gets on the power nice and early, gets a good run out there as well. But as I say, first lap times will be coming in. A couple of new names for this season. Adrian Faber joins the championship for Butler Power, who are pointless going into this race. Faber has got the reputation of being really quick, but he likes to fight wheel to wheel, we'll put it that way. You know, he's not afraid of a bit of tight, close racing, does Adrian Faber. We wish him well, as we see Butcher there running over the curb, potentially destroying his lap there as well. I can see Liam Howard is also racing again here today. I don't think he was here last time. I don't remember him in the race at least, but he's back on track. And we've also got, this is where I'm going to be struggling with new names as I do, Antonis Kamaligos, I'm going to say, and if I butcher that I do apologise, but I'm going to stick with that until I'm told otherwise. Kamaligos for Mazumda Motorsport, a last minute entry as he actually just leaves the server, I believe, as well. Maybe a connection issue there. Oh no, he's back in, he's just in sector 2, but I can see Luke Maguire setting a purple lap there. Fastest so far for THI. He's got his internet problems sorted, it looks like, and he does 35.4 ahead of Tom Stevens. Meadow Clont there, the reigning champion of this series in P3. Just going to overtake there. Moritz Kropp now up to P2. There, Guillaume Branton in 5th. And you can see there Faber jumping up to 6th position there as well. Dan Brewer going up into 4th position for Stax Racing there as well. He's looking to get his name on the winners step of the podium here today. He's looking for that. He's a really competitive driver and doing really well in the championship as well. And we've got Valestra in 8th, Sonneveld 9th, Dean Vella rounding up 10 in the early stages. We've got 10 minutes and 40 seconds here to go. Still the likes of Bickers still hasn't set a lap time. We've got Vagapov, who is on a lap. He's currently in P23. Here he is going round into sector 3 now for Valley Esports. The race winner, of course, in Imola, as he gets a load of oversteer there on the entry, but gathers it together. I'm not too sure where it's going to put my freaking brand sort of top 10 area. Looking at the sector times, there are P8. Nicely done there for Peter Vagapov for the Valley Esports there. We've got still got likes of Bickers, who's now on a lap in 23rd. Munier, Rigosa, Leho, Tizano and Liam Howard all still to set lap times. I do believe Leho has a grid penalty there as well. I think I start from back of the grid, if memory is correct. Just seeing there any laps going on. Maybe we'll see Vagapov is on another lap. He set a green sector. Bickers there on the track, as you can see on camera, looking pretty nice through there. And the Stax livery, as I say, all season looks really strong so far. This is actually the halfway point of the championship after tonight, so it's very important to get. I would say the first half was, what is that for parking there? Oh, that's a very strange parking spot, mate. I'd say I'll be fining you if that was me on that circuit, mate. I'd be come on, mate, go around again, mate, try and find another parking space, ideally in the pit lane. But there we are, Bickers there in P5 ahead of Chris Butcher. Menno Clont there, 7th. Bowley goes up to 8th position. Branton and Sonneveld rounding out the 10 there as well as Vagapov, as you can see, on another lap here. He has set 2 green sectors there. Let's get my colours muddled up. Again, that seems to be a common theme this season. 2 green sectors as it comes across the line here. P13 at the moment. It should jump up a couple of places at least. There we are, straight up to 6th with a purple final sector ahead of Butcher as well. So great effort from the Russian driver there. Here's Liam Howard. He's on his first proper lap in P28 here. For Beyond Esports, so say Team owner Michael Ayres no longer running in the season. Sadly enough, it's a shame really, because he was looking pretty quick in these cars, but he confirmed that he will not be racing in this series for the rest of the season. But Liam Howard turning up and carrying on. He's got a bit of traffic ahead of him though, which is a bit of a shame to see. A car spun off there actually. Was that the other Beyond Esports car? I think I just noticed that was. Yeah, that was a unfortunate place to spin there as well. But to say now, Howard now going through the chicane, misses the apex there, but he's getting dirty air off the car in front, which will not be helping him at all. But he comes across the line here for the first time, and he's going to jump up the order here a little bit. 21st position indeed. Luke Maguire on another lap, but not improving as of yet. Tizano in a personal best sector 2, I can see. And Loic Meunier is on his first lap. He's done a 26.5 in the first sector. He's actually pretty decent actually. That'll put him quite high up on the order there. Luke Maguire now going through sector 2, a purple sector 2 here. Here we go. So Maguire trying to make up for lost time after missing the last round through to COVID, but I'm glad to say that himself, he has made a full recovery. And really takes a lot of speed and turning really sharply into the sector 3. That right-hander through the chicane, taking plenty of curb on the exit, getting the power early as he comes across the line now down this pit straight here. Here we go. He's coming across the line. Where's he going to be? And he does. He improves there by a 1/10 of a second, getting the gap on Tom Stevens. Really good. So it's THR1. And then the 2 Nocturnes in 2 and 3. And then you've got the 2 Stax cars, 4th and 5th. The Valley of Vagapov, the THR of Butcher, and then the Butler Powell car of Menno Clont there as well. As we see Loic Meunier jump up to 5th position. A really good first lap from him, with 6 minutes left to go in the session as well. And he's half a second off the pole position there as well. And I just see Dan Brewer jump up to 3rd as well. He's now split the 2 Nocturne cars up into 3rd place. See Hallows there set himself on the board there. He's in P16. We've got Kamaligos just setting his first lap time now of 39.5. Quite a bit of progress to go there. We've got Nikos Anastopoulos there. He's also done 2 green sectors in 25th position. We're on board now with Butcher. He is also on a bit of a quicker lap here, it seems. So going through the final corner once again. With probably only a couple of runs left in the session for him if he wants to pit after this lap. He comes across the line, purple final sector, and that's P2 for Butcher. There we go, a 10th off of his teammate Maguire to make it a THR 1-2 there as well. And I'll say if you want to get involved in this series, actually, you know, you can join the Grand Prix United Discord. I believe there's a link in the description, if I remember correctly, of the video. If not, if you just search Grand Prix United into, well, I'm pretty sure you search it into Google, will be absolutely fine, and it should come up straight away. Find all the details on their website. You can also read their fabulous looking reports. Actually, they've done a really good job. As Gerrit there goes up to 5th position. Yeah, done really good work behind the scenes from the staff and admins of the series, keeping us all up to date what's going on off and on the track. And then we're looking at Jürgen Langerak in P28. Pretty sure this is his first timed lap, or at least his first representative time It's through the final corner here for Epic Racing. And Lee Davidson, the team owner, is watching on. Here he goes across the line though. Langaraki, where's he going to put in? P20. There he is on the leaderboard ahead of Liam Howard there as well. Guillaume Brad's actually set a purple sector 1 here in P12 for the time being. And he's also set a personal best sector 2. Here he goes. Oh, looks like he's washing out a little bit wide there, but he still carried the speed, comes into this technical final area of the lap, takes nice amount of curb, and this should shoot him up the order quite significantly as he now comes across the start-finish line past the non-active DRS zone. We don't have that in this series, but he jumps up to P7 behind Moritz Kropp, ahead of Lewis Bickers. Here comes Kropp himself now, taking a good line through the final corner as he took his first victory last time out in Austria. He jumps up with a purple sector up into 5th position ahead of Gil Ho there as well, so that makes it there a Nocturne 2.5 as we caught off camera Tom Stevens getting very close to Luke Maguire's time, 200ths behind Luke Maguire. So Stevens there on the front row provisionally with 2.5 minutes to go. Adrian Faber goes up into 13th position, setting up a personal best time now, 36.9, about 1.5 seconds off the pace of the leaders ahead. Or am I totally wrong there? Yeah, that lap was off the pace there, it looked like to me. Oh, it might be just a timing glitch on our side, to be fair. Not quite sure what's going on there, but to say 13th nevertheless as well. Dean Vella setting a personal best there as well. He jumps up to 16th position. Vagapov as well, setting 2 green sectors. He's in P10 for the time being. Here he comes round this final sector of the lap. 1 minute 50 to go. Drivers have to get back, basically back on the track now to set their final lap times if they want to throw their names in the hat and improve up the leaderboard before the end of the session. Here he comes now, Vagapov, looking pretty good out there. Valley, he's had a decent season. Like he's impressed me. There's no doubt about that. Here he goes in 10th and does not improve. There's a yellow flag as well in sector 3 somewhere on the circuit. Not quite sure where that is. It's gone now, luckily. Still the likes of Leho and Rigoza. Rigoza's actually setting his first lap time now on the circuit. He's done a 26.3 first sector. Pretty good actually from the Gallery 82 Motorsports driver. No purple sectors on the moment though. Munier, who's improved in sector 1. Rigoza as well. He's also improving. And this time we're now just watching Dan Brewer's a yellow flag in sector 2 out on the circuit. Not quite sure where that is. It looks maybe at the end of sector 2 that was. Is that could be Luke Maguire actually, who's had a spin, it looks like, from what I can see. He's just slowing down there as well. But here comes Dan Brewer, personal best sector 2 from him. Comes around that final corner again. Now can he mix it up here with the likes of THR? Across the line he comes. P4 at the moment. Here he comes. Purple sector 3, but cannot improve his position on the grid. P4 it's going to be. He's got one more effort to go. Here comes Chris Butcher. He's done no personal best at all. Where's this going to put? I can't see this how he's going to improve unless it's a rapid lap, which it isn't at all. He's going to maybe do one more lap. Here comes Stevens. Menno Clont actually. Purple sector 1. As well, he's in P11, the reigning champion, looking like he might want to mix it with the big boys here at the top of the standings. Here he is for Butler Powell Motorsport, going through turns 6 and 7 there through the chicane, now through this almost flat out turn 8. Where's this second sector going to put him? Looking really good here. I've talked to Melo just before the race. He feels a lot more positive about this one than he did last time out in the Red Bull Ring. A green sector 2. Here we go. Gets a nice entry out of there. Takes plenty of curb body inside. Feeds the car into the corner here. Balances on the power nicely. Takes a good exit there. Going into the right hand here. Again, not too much curb. That's important. Gets a nice line. Checker flag is now out of course. Here we go. It's around a final corner. Where can Menno Clon
put himself P12 at the moment. Can he mix it up with the front 2 or 3 rows of the grid? At least here. Here he comes across the line. Jumps up to P6 behind Crop, ahead of his countryman Gerrit and Branton as well. So on the 6th position with Klomp. Look at Butcher. He's on a quicker lap as well. Is he? There we go, and there he is in the pit. So he's obviously made a mistake somewhere on the circuit, which is a shame. Regoats, by the way, P15 on his one and only timed lap of the session there as well. And that looks like that is going to be it for most drivers there. I can't see anyone else on circuit that's at least improving. So I'm going to call it Luke Maguire on his return to the series after missing last round. He has taken pole position ahead of championship leader Tom Stevens, with Brewer and Butcher going to reignite their row 3 on row 2 with Bickers and Crop on row 3. So it's THR, Nocturne and Stacks filling up the first 3 rows of the grid. Claude, Gerhard, Branton and Meunier rounding out the top 10 in the session as well. That's been qualifying. Let's give us a few minutes break, about 5 or 10 minutes or so. We'll be back. Grab yourselves a drink, everybody. Grab yourselves a bite to eat. Be back in a few minutes' time. Right, guys, I hope you are all refreshed and topped up. We're just in the final few minutes of warm up here. Now, before I start, I'll say penalties because I'm an old man, I'm going to forget. So let's go through all the penalties that everyone's got. Now, I'm just going to run you through the whole lot. I can't remember exactly who's racing today, but I'm just going to run you through the whole lot. And whoever's unlucky enough to pick up a penalty in the grid, so be it. So, outstanding penalties. We have got Sheldon Muscat, pit lane start. We got Alex Laho, who didn't qualify for a reason because he's also starting from the pit lane as well. Chris Griswood, back of the grid. I know Michael Ayres isn't racing today. We've got Ryan Bazumda. He's got 13 places. That's 1 in a 3. 13 place grid drop. We've got Chris Gitsoff, 10 places. Massimiliano Riboli, he's got 10 place grid drop as well. Dean Vella's got 10 places as well. Tyler Malling, 10 places. Nikos Anastopoulos has also got 10 places. Guillaume Branton's got 10 places. He's got to go back as well. Luca Tizano, 10 places for him. Sven Gerhode, who qualified really well, he's got to go back 3 places. And Martin Novak as well with 3 place grid drop. And we've got all on 1 warning. You get 2 warnings and a penalty. All these guys are on 1 warning. We've got Leho, Butcher, Munier, Sheldon Muscat, Riboli, Dean Vella, Singleton, Anastopoulos, and Stan Vilestra. They're all on 1 warning. If they get a second warning, they get some form of penalty as well. So they've not got to behave themselves as well. Also, while I've got your attention, everyone, I'll say I've just got something for you to put in chat, put in Discord, wherever you want. I'm just going to throw it out there. Obviously, GPU do this single-seater series in Formula 3. I've done it for the last couple of years. I want you to throw in some suggestions in the YouTube chat if there's any other type of series you want them to do. This isn't the script. You know, I don't do scripts. I'll just say it as it is. It's just an idea I had in my head during the break. I want you guys to feed in any suggestions, whether it's like GT or touring cars or special events, Indy 500, whatever. Throw it in chat and I'll pass on the message to all of the admins as well. See what they want as well, because I think this is a cracking little community. You know, really good people running it. I think it's got the potential to expand. There's some great racing, and I think a couple of little series here and there will really help the community blossom and grow as well. So I say, feel free to pop in your suggestions. I'll give them a read during the broadcast. So I'll just see the lovely parked car there against the wall. In practice there, 10 seconds of warm-up here to go then to check a flag, be out in see there Stevens from Butcher, then Maguire and Bickers. They looks like they got the top race pace at the moment there with Vagapov, Gerhard, Munier, Krop, Klon and Sonneveld running at the 10 as well. Excuse me, a little bit of a burp there, but we'll gloss over that one as everyone there goes into now the pits as we cross the start-finish line. Hopefully in a moment after they've sorted out the grid, we'll move over to the race session as well. As I said earlier, this is round 3 of the championship. Got 6 rounds or 6 championship rounds in total. After today, 2 weeks time, we're going to Mugello for round 4. That's on the 17th of January. The 31st of January, they go to Zandvoort. And then we go to the final championship round is at Norris Ring on the 14th of February. And then on the 20th of February, we got a special event at Macau as well. Really, really good. And I hope they expand the grid so a few more of us can pop in and have a little drive as well. The more the better, I'd say. Throw 400 of us in there and we'll have a good time. So I wouldn't mind that at all. But yeah, Macau is going to be really, really good fun. But yeah, 6-round championship, Mugello, Zandvoort and Norris Ring after today. So we'll all look forward to that one, as it looks like, just looking at what I've done, say warm-ups now finished when I get this championship and race started. I can see obviously with all the grid penalties it might take a little while to sort out who goes where and clicking a few buttons here and there. I say we'll say obviously as well, you know, Luke McGuire will start from pole position whatever happens to the penalties here. I was saying earlier about the teams championship, obviously there's 11 teams who scored. We went through the top 10. We've also got Scuderia, Freschia, Nera, who've also scored a point with Stan Vlastra. Mode, Butler Powell, GT Omega and Team Year 1 have yet to score. So come on guys, get the finger out. and score some points. I'll see it's going to be tough because it's top 10 who get points, but hopefully between now and the end of the season or a string, you'll get on that board, which would be brilliant to see, because a lot of hard work goes into the scenes, a lot of these teams, and you want to have some success of some kind. But to see, it looks like now we have moved over to the race session with all the penalties in place, as I can see nicely there. And I say it looks like quite a mild day out there. It's about 11 degrees ambient temperature, 29 degrees on track still. And people will be leaving to the last minute here to get onto the grid. And obviously you've got the formation lap as well. But a 14-lap race here now. Then we have another one after this first race as well. So 2 races here again tonight on this Barcelona circuit. And hopefully in a second we'll get the formation lap up underway. And there we go. So on the front row of the grid for THR, we have got Luke Maguire with Tom Stevens, championship leader, alongside him with Daniel Brewer and Chris Butcher, rounding out row number 2. A very familiar looking front 2 rows of the grid with Bickers and Crop rounding out row 3. The reigning champion Menno Klon for Butler Power Motorsport alongside him and Lloyd Munier, who had a decent race last time for Team Iris. Stan Fiestra and Sven Gohard row number 5. Peter Vagapov and Adrian Faber rounding out row number 6 for Butler Power Motorsport. There as well. Alexander Ragotza and G. Sunov out there for Gallery 82. Round out 7th row of the grid, Kenneth Singleton and Bradley Sellers on row number 8. You've got Guillaume Branson after his penalty, we start 17th alongside him, Jürgen Langerak. Alex Hallows in the other epic racing car with Liam Howard alongside him, rounding out top 20. You've got Raboli and Yativ for GT Omega, they're 21st, 22nd, and then we've got Mirim and Tune Sonoval, which I guess is a relation of Hi Sonoval. Brother! There we are, see ya, thanks Gerrit, appreciate that. Yeah, brother of Hi Sonoval, Dean Vella and Cameralog Legos there, 25th, 26th. And we've also got at the back of the grid Luca Tesaro 27th and Anastopoulos 28th, and Alex Laho will be starting from the pit lane in this first race as punishment for being a naughty boy in the last one in Austria. As they come round this sector 3 on the warm-up lap, the championship is going to get fiery, it's going to get tasty here today. Obviously it's difficult to pass around Barcelona at the best of times. It's only really the run up to turn 1 and the end of sector 2 into the hairpin into sector 3 as well. The 2 overtaking opportunities, so people might get a little bit desperate at times, particularly into the races. Well, hopefully people can get their lid on it and relax a little bit. But see Luke Maguire there keeping those tyres nicely up to temperature as he lines up towards the grid. And can he get himself on the winner's rostrum this season, as we have a very good look in the mirror. I'm glad I'm not the one looking at it. I think he might give himself a bit of a fright. And Maguire might be using that mirror a lot in this opening laps of the race. He's going to be under pressure, you'd assume, because the slipstream here down these straights pretty powerful. So there's no getting away easily. Going to have to fight for it. Going to have to try and pull away in the early stages of the race. But the whole grid is now lined up at the back of the field as the 5 lights are now going on for the first time this evening. And they go underway. As we can see, Tom Stevens looks like he's got a pretty handy start. Maguire chops him off as we go into the turn 1 for the first time. It looks like they're going 3 wide at the front of the field and towards the mid-pack as we've got Maguire ahead of him, Stevens, and there's Butcher there in P3 as well. Oh, we get a little bit sideways there, but they get away with it. I think Dan Brewer there holds on into P4 at the start with Crop and Bickers still lined astern there in 5th and 6th. And it looks like a relatively clean start from everybody. It looked like there as we go into turn 4. Now, and again, no one running wide. Oh, there we go. There's a Team Year 1 car going off the circuit there. I can't work out which one that is. I think that's Yativ. No, it's not Yativ at all. That's a different one. It's Anastopoulos running off the circuit as well. But Maguire leads here from Stevenson, Butcher from Brewer, from Crop from Munier, from Bickers, from Clont. Gerrit has made a position, and Valestra as well, as there's movement in the mid-pack. There's Singleton and Branton there for P15 and 16. I can see there. So really, really tasty starts. And Munier looks like he's gained position as well. He's passed, I think, Bickers and Clont at the start. Vagapov, you can see there, car 14 in 14th position for Valley Esports there as well. Not getting stuck, he would have hoped as well. And it's very much going to be single file through this section of track, so there's only going to be mistakes that's going to catch people out and lose position or gain position as well. We've got a yellow flag in sector 3. Is that Langerak and Valestra that's running down the order a little bit? I think so. And they've now recovered on the circuit. And Stapoulis rounding out the rear of the grid. But as you can see, Luke Maguire leading the first lap of the race ahead of Stevens by half a second. Here we go. They're always 3 wide behind us. Valestra. Excuse me. Trying to get past. Can't make it there. P18. He's always a car off there. Is that Sellers? Yes, Bradley Sellers there running wide off there. Turn 1. He's lost 3 places. Don't forget, reverse grid is in play here as well. The top 12 get reversed in this first race. Of course, Rebellion can see him with Faber there moving and shaking as well. As here we are, with Branton locking wheels there with Rigoza as he makes the move, and a big train of cars behind, a car on the grass there, looking like an epic racing car. Recovering back on track, but Guillaume there up to 11th place. Oh, there's a car mowing in the gravel. Who is that? Can't work it out at all. It was a car digging sandcastles through that gravel trap. It wouldn't have done his race much good at all. Now watching on board with Yangarak is behind them. Oh, Valestra there in P29 now at the back. So he's the one who made the error. There we are with Singleton now. He's fighting Vagapov. Of course, this is just going to be the end of lap 2. It's a long, long way to go for these guys. So it's going to be battle to survive for a second. The 2 epic cars they're fighting. Is that Faber? They're fighting there as well. Vagapov, Rabodi sandwiching him as we're going around for another lap, and Maguire is leading the race here by 3/10 of a second from Stevens, and then they've got a bit of a gap to Butcher, and then Brewer, no, it's Crop, and then Lloyd Munier rounding up the top 6. We're on board now with the Italian, that's Emiliano Riboli, as their Faber just gets his nose ahead before the braking zone and the corner. It looked like epic car ahead running wide there as well. Must be Vagapov. I'm a bit shocked, but here we go. Tom Stevens now looking to attack Luke Maguire. He's got the championship lead in his pocket. Tom Stevens by 9 points going into this first race. He's ahead of championship rival Chris Butcher, but now he's looking to take on and pass Luke Maguire here on lap number 3. It's a yellow flag at the back of the field. I believe that was, is that Liam Howard going back down the order? It looked like it to me, and the active as well. All the way down there, as there's still a yellow flag out, that's now disappeared. But as they say, and again another yellow flag out on circuit. What's going on here, guys? Come on. Won't win it yet. It's still about 11 laps until you get a result here, guys. But here, Maguire getting sideways there. Losing a bit under power. Butcher's now closed up to the back of these 2 cars as well, as now Stevens going to get slipstream down the main straight. Let's see how powerful this slipstream is going to be as Stevens gets the run on the Irish driver, and they're now side by side, wheel to wheel down this main straight. Shades of Senna and Mansell all those years ago. And Maguire holds on. He holds on the inside of the corner. Stevens can't get through. Oh, look out for Butcher though. He's shadowing these 2 really, really closely here. Dan Brewer as well, looking to pick up any pieces that get spoiled and spilt on here as well. But they go into turn 4. Really close action here from these 3 at the front of the field. We've got Brewer, Crop and Munier rounding up the 6 here as well. Side by side, look at that. Butcher trying to attack Stevens from the outside. The 2 English drivers really, really close on track here, and that's allowing Maguire to get away a little bit there up the road, about half a second the gap. They go through turn 8. Butcher, look at that, he's weaving left, right. Which way to go? Left, right, left. And he goes left eventually, pulls out of the move, doesn't go for it, because now he's got Dan Brewer to deal with behind him in his mirror. Brewer certainly wouldn't mind getting in the mix here and making a few moves here in his early stages. Lap 4 this will be. We're just going to start lap 5 in a couple of corners time. And everyone's still going in this lap, apart from Yativ, who I think now is retired. But the race is a lap down. At least, yeah, it's a DNF from Yativ, so he's the first retired for GT Omega as well. Across the line they go once again. And yeah, everyone's sort of spread out a little bit, but there's a couple of moves. It's that Crop, and that will be Meunier looking to make a move into turn 1, but no success this time. Now Crop trying to cover the move on the Team Irish driver. Behind them, here we go, Bradley Sellers here. He is fighting both Hallows and Langerak, and Dean Vella is trying to keep behind him as well. They're two epic cars still glued together on track. So as they go through here, Sellers trying to make the move, trying to build up on his podium that he gained last time. But Meunier now under attack here from the second of the Team Stacks cars, of Lewis Bickers, of course. Himself has had a pretty good start to the season to go through turn number 8 once again. Coming down to this braking point here, very, very difficult. So one of the only overtaking opportunities on the track, and even then it's not a slam dunk. You've got to be alongside the driver really to get the move done. And I say, Meunier putting Crop under all sorts of pressure in these opening laps, but Crop holding on really nicely as well onto that 5th position as well. And just rounding at the top 10, we've got Klontz just behind with Gerhard and Sonnevout, or High Sonnevout we should say, rounding up the top 10 as a tremendous run out the corner from Lewis Bickers here. He's now alongside Meunier as go across the line. It looks like he's in a strong position to take the place here. It's just further ahead as well. I can see is that Brewer overtaking Butcher as well for P3, and there's the other stacks making the move as well. Bickers up into 6. There's a car wide there as well. It's a THR car running wide. Is that Butcher running off the track? And Moritz Crop, and they're side by side now. Butcher and Crop couldn't get the move done. I think he might have to back out. But all alongside. Who's that alongside? Is that Lewis Bickers trying to capitalise on all this shenanigans ahead? Then now side by side go into turn number 5. Bickers looks like he's kept his nose in the barrel for at least around the outside. Under braking, Crop there gets the nose in. Bickers trying to capitalise on the exit. All gets the run. Crop covers, holding the middle of the road into turn 8. And Bickers runs wide onto that curbing there as well, ruining his momentum a little bit. But that's now allowed. Is that Meunier, of course, into this battle with Klontz as well in P8. And so they're all well together. One mistake and it's like a domino effect. The next car wants to pass, then the next car wants to have a go at the car ahead of him. So it's really, really tough. But still up front, we've got Maguire ahead of Stevens still. Then Brewer 1.8 seconds off the lead. He's got Butcher behind him. And then Moritz Crop as well, rounding at the top 5 as Bickers now still in a really good position to potentially capitalise. Maybe not this time round, maybe the next time round as well. Slipstream's going to play a big part in this. He's closing up on the German driver ahead of him. Up there, look at that, just feint cover. Bickers there, feigning a move there, not getting the move done on this occasion. Really interesting race here so far. The usual protagonist fighting up the front top 6 positions of the field. You've got the stacks, you've got your nocturnes, you've got THRs as well. As Stevens is now looking to take the opportunity of pass Luke Maguire here. They're side by side. Go into turn number 5. And as it gets that squeeze out there, at least try to hold it round the outside. Maguire there not budging and holding position for now. Maguire gains a bit of time as well, up to about 7/10 of a second. But look who's closing up behind him. It's Daniel Brewer here for Stacks. Looking to pick up the pieces with these two fighting for the lead. Brewer's thinking to himself, You carry on, boys. You carry on fighting. I'm going to pass you if you keep fighting. No problem at all. As we're now halfway into this race, of course, lap number 7 of 14. We've still got 28 runners in this race. And I say, not too many movers and shakers since the start, actually. No one's really made a huge amount of progress up through the field. It's all very static. Everyone seems to be, on the most side, behaving themselves quite well. So, very good to see with Gerrit. As I was soon to say that it's a yellow flag in sector 3, I'm not quite sure it is. But Tom Stevens looking to get the move done again here into turn 1. Stevens there, he's got the high ground as well, and he's going to take the lead of this race. And his pole streak might have gone here today, but he's on for another race 1 victory here. If he can hold on here, of course, he got the race 1 victory at Imola. He holds on. We got Maguire in second. Brewer still tagging along there in third, still very much in touch, looking to pick up any pieces. Pushing really, really hard. Then we got Butcher in fourth, Crop behind him, and Bickers and Meunier and Clont and Gerrit and Heis Sonnefeld as well. Lap number 18. And this is where, this time in the race, the tyres are still going to start to deteriorate, particularly around a track like this. It's very, very difficult to maintain the pace across the race distance because there's a lot of long, not only long corners, but a lot of like difficult acceleration zones. You're putting a lot of load onto the tyres, particularly the medium to high speed, especially the left front round this circuit as well. So it's going to be very difficult to manage these guys. You can't really push all the way here. You've got to do some sort of management if you want to keep the pace up throughout the whole stint of the race. Let's see, Meunier in 7th, but here comes Dan Brewer. Runs a little bit wide on the curb there, but he's still very much in touch of the 2 leaders here. As he's got slipstream, is he closing up to the back of Luke Maguire here very slightly? As I say, good straight line speed is key here actually, because I say being the only overtaking the opportunities on the track here, you want to have good straight line speed to capitalise here. Brewer trying to line himself up here. It's now going to go back to Menno Clont. He's now been overtaken by Sven Gerrit there. So Clont down to 9th, Gerrit in 8th now. And at the moment Peter Van Kerpov will be taking reverse grid pole in P number 12. As Meunier has passed Crop, has he? Or has Crop held on to it? Looks like he's held on for now. Holding the inside line. Going into turn number 5. There we go. As Bickers has actually made his way past Crop as well off camera. And here we go. Bickers attacking Luke Maguire here. He runs a little bit wide. He can't get the traction on and power down like he wants to. Maguire there running slightly wide himself out of turn 8 there. Now into the braking zones. Brewer going to go for it. He lunges deep, trying to catch Maguire off guard. Can't do it. Maguire gets himself out of the corner really nicely here, but he's starting to lose a bit of time. You see Stevens there pulling up the road by a second now, so he's got the gap that he needs to get away from the tow and slipstream. Brewer trying to manufacture a move here, get a mistake out of Luke Maguire, but as I say, it's not happening for the time being. But here comes the straight, here comes the slipstream as well. As Maguire covers really early straight away there against the pit wall. But here comes Dan Brewer. Where's he going to go? Maguire's like, go left, mate. You don't go down the right hand side. But here we go, Dan Brewer there. He's got the position. Maguire lunges in deep. Is there contact? No, I don't think so. They definitely slow each other a lot. And there's a bit on the grass there for Luke Maguire. Brewer's made the move. He's up into 2nd position here. So really tough stuff there from both drivers, to be fair, and it's almost contact. But I say Brewer has made that pass stick up into P2. And now Maguire's got his teammate for company there, Chris Butcher there, who's got himself away from the battle with Bickers and Crop and Meunier as well. And then Gerrit there in P8 as well, still ahead of the reigning champion Menno Clont. And he's going to look to capitalise maybe on a reverse grid position here, these two. Excuse me, as we are looking here now at lap number 10 of this race. There's always a deep Team Iris car. That's going to be Meunier. He's going to lose position and get himself under pressure over that mistake, which he didn't need. It's not going to be here that's going to be the pain part for Meunier. It's going to be the straight, unless he can get himself a little gap before the start-finish straight. Meanwhile, Chris Butcher, and I have heard there's absolutely no team orders at all in THR. They're free to race however they want, which is what we like to see. Is Butcher now closing up on the Irish driver, who's now been teammates with him for about a year now, so they know each other pretty well, pretty much inside out. And holds position now, Luke Maguire. And Meunier there has passed. No, he's held on position to Gilherd, so yeah, they couldn't get momentum out of there. Still 28 runners in this race, only Yativ the only retirement, which is fairly early on in this race. Currently Peter Vagapov still holding on to that important P12. Bradley Sellers there, 19th position. He's fighting the Team Epic car once again, banging wheels as they go through turn 2, holding the inside, going into 3, and don't forget we've got Dean Veller involved in this as well for GT Omega. So go into the corner out. There is a attempt at a pass, couldn't make it. There's Alex Hallows holds on to position nicely. Kenneth Singleton also looking to tag along in this battle as well. He's not really had the sort of season I expected from him. I actually expected more from Singleton. You know, he's shown promise elsewhere, but in this season so far, not quite done it as of yet. He needs to find that a little bit more speed that you need to get yourself up the order and fighting for points in this championship. But back up front, just to let you know, Stevens and Brewer, the gap now 1 second between those two, as Sellers passes Alex Hallows there into the braking zone at turn 9 and up into 18th position. I don't think he's going to get the reverse grid like he did last time, but this is a battle for reverse grid pole. We've got Vagapov and we have got Guillaume Branton here, as Vagapov looking to make the move under braking into T1, fighting with Branton, and there is the defence from Branton there. Very nice. Just sense is the tyres wearing off a little bit now on Branton's car. He's not getting a great run out of there. He's having to cover very, very early as Vagapov in the Valley Esports car, trying to loop it around the outside. He's going to do it. He's got the high line now, going and the exit of turn 4. That's going to be inside for turn 5, and that is a brilliant constructive move there from Peter Vagapov. Brilliant stuff there from him, and a well-earned move to get himself up to P11. If he gets put ahead of Sonneveld, that'll be into the points. And so we're now on board with Lewis Bickers still tagging on to the 2 THR cars ahead of him with Maguire and Butcher. So now they've actually lost track now, so this group has lost track to the leaders. Stevens there now 1.6 seconds ahead of Dan Brewer, then Maguire 0.8 further back as well. But these two, or these 3 cars, are going to be battling their way right into the flag, it looks like to me. They've pulled away from Meunier as well. So go across the line one more time here. I've got 2 laps to go here in this first race of the evening. Into the braking zone once again. Here we go. This is a bit more like it. Sonneveld's already under pressure here because he's now got Peter Vagapov, who's on a bit of a roll here, isn't he? You know, he's done the move last lap. He's going to make the move this lap. It's already makes a lunge into turn 1. Oh, a bit ambitious for me that, but it looks like it's just a look rather than a move into there. Sonneveld holding it tight. Vagapov trying to take the speed round the corner there as he gets a decent run, but I don't think enough of a run to make the move into 4 here, but he's got power on nice and early there. Sonneveld already defending sort of the middle of the road. Oh, he's very late there. It's almost like he's got another set of tyres on that car. He's braking so late, but I'd say there was contact there between Sonneveld and Vagapov on the corner exit. They both get away, but Sonneveld holds position. But I must say, Vagapov in these late stages of the race is looking really, really quick. Really fast indeed, just not getting the run out he needed there. I think Sonneveld's got the gap at least for this lap to hold on. But we'll soon see Mark Scott now down to 8th position. He's behind Gerrit. And now behind him is his good friend Menno Klont, and they're really close together on track actually. Klont will be putting the young teenage German driver under pressure here as the final lap is just about to commence. There it is. So we're on the final lap now. Stevens ahead, and look at the two THR boys here. Butcher looking to get past Luke Maguire into turn 1. They was fighting all season in 2021. Are they going to carry on here? They are, and Butcher gets the move done into turn 1. Brilliant stuff there from Butcher. Maguire here also going to have one eye in his mirror as well, because he's got Lewis Bickers closing right up to the back of his gearbox, as now he's got to defend from Bickers now into this corner. Bickers doing a great job. Can he hold it around the outside? Not quite. They can't quite get the grip and the momentum around the corner to get the move done. He's now going to try on the outside of this one. Maybe set himself up for a good drive out of turn 5. Can't quite do it. This is the main battle here from the main points here. We've got Stevens and Brewer. They're quite separate up front. 1.5 seconds the gap. These three have been holding each other up so much here in these last stages. You've got Butcher now 4 seconds behind Dan Brewer. That's how much their battling has slowed them down. As it looks like it's pretty much hold station there for everyone, at least in the top 10. So I see Vagapov's got past Sonneveld as well for 10th. But here we are. Tom Stevens here, looking to extend his championship lead and his second race 1 victory of the season here for Nocturne. He's going to have a charging Dan Brewer behind him. He's been brilliant himself up to P2, but Tom Stevens here going to take the checkered flag here for race number 1 for Nocturne. A great drive there from the championship leader. Dan Brewer in 2nd, Chris Butcher in 3rd, Maguire in 4th, Bickers in 5th position, Lloyd Meunier in 6th, Gerrit 7th, Moritz Kropp is going to come home in P8 side by side with Menno Klont at the end, and Peter Vagapov ran it at top 10. We got Adrian Faber in 11th. Guillaume Branton will get reverse group pole in P12. They've got Luxa, Rigotza, Sonneveld, Riboli, Langerak, Leho from the pit lane start. P17 is not too bad at all actually. Bradley Sellers, Dean Vella, Kenneth Singleton, and then rounding out the rest of the result there. Hallows, Sonneveld, Valestra, Howard, Alistair Pudas, Tizano, Miram, and Karolingos on his debut, rounding out the field there as well. But a delighted Tom Stevens there, be really happy with that. As we see his teammate running into the gravel there as well. Is he just thinking of parking it, I guess, is Moritz Kropp there, but that's absolutely fine. I'll get a fresh car for race number 2. And a well-deserved victory there for the young Englishman as well. A British or English 1, 2, 3 in this race as well. As here you can see all the results here, the top 10 there on your screen right now. And a frantic first race here in Barcelona in the F3 European Championship as well. As there's Stevens there celebrating, as he has every right to do so as well. But we're going to take a few minutes break. My phone can't take it anymore, so I'll see you in a few moments time during the warm-up session. So we'll see you in a few minutes.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope you all enjoyed that first race. We're going to say we've got 2 minutes to go here in the warm-up session. I've been reading through the chat as well, looking at some of your suggestions from what I said earlier about suggesting other series that you might want to see GPU add on as well. And I'll definitely passing that on as well. Another bit of feedback I've seen as well is change the commentator, and I totally agree. Unfortunately, it was a game of straws. Unfortunately, you lost, so you got to put with me, I'm afraid. So you know, maybe you got to throw in a suggestion of a commentator as well. I don't mind. Anyway, I'm cheap anyway, so it's all right. That's absolutely fine. But yeah, I say maybe next week you might have better luck. 1 minute and 20 to go. And I see on the leaderboard, Alex Laho is at top of the leaderboard. You happy now? From Moritz Krop, from Chris Butcher, Sven Gilhode, Alex Hallows, Miram Vagapov, Stevens, Krop, and sorry, not Krop, Kvont, and Dan Brewer as well, rounding up the 10 there as well. But I say ambient temperature slightly dropped from the last race, so 10 degrees. Track temperature still the same, 29 degrees. That hasn't changed at all. I say I can see Yativ is back on the grid for this second race of 29 cars. Excuse me. It's a windy day out there, as you can tell by the temperatures as well out there. 10 degrees is not great. I think you just hear a rumble of clouds in the background as well. You may have just heard as well. But yeah, 20 seconds to go. As I mentioned, Tom Steams will be leading the championship going into the second race. He extended the gap. It was 9 points before. It will definitely be a lot bigger now, as he's beat both Brewer and Butcher in race number 1. So the big beneficiary will be Luke Maguire. You know, he was down in the standings a little bit. He's now worked his way up with that result in race 1 as well. No, our warm-up is now finished. Be the top 12 reversed as grid, so just going to sort all that out for you as well. So we should be hopefully gridding up in around about 30 seconds to a minute or so as well. As I said earlier this evening, after this event as well, they'll be going to round number 4, of course, in 2 weeks' time as well, which we cannot wait to see that. For 3 rounds to go in the championship, it will be Mugello next in the championship, followed by Zandvoort, and then the finale, which I've now forgotten. Which this is really, really good. but there we go. But yeah, it'll be Mugello next at least. Anyway, and then we've got a special event at Macau at the end of the season, and yes, it's just come to be there. Norris Ring, it is as well, which I think would be carnage, to be honest. Norris Ring. I don't know if you've ever you guys raced Norris Ring before. Tight, twisty, and mad. But we love it, so that's where we're going to go, and I reckon you lot are going to have a lot of fun watching that. I know I certainly will when we hit the German streets of the Norris Ring. Yeah, say warm-up finished now. Laho top of the warm-up session in car number 42 for Team Iris there as well. So when are we going to grid up here? The session's not yet turned over. I tell you what, I do fancy a bit of rain. I got a bit. It would just be nice, liven up. All these guys are practicing to dry, so just put a bit of rain on it and just see what happens. That'd be lovely. Now, come on, RF2 God, you know you want to. Just get a watering can out, and hopefully it will come that way. There we go. There's the sky change. There we go. It's blue. Hello. And then the clouds just appear in like 10 or 20 seconds or so as well. But yeah, we're now into the race session. Obviously, big thanks, of course, to our partners of the series, 3D Wrap, with obviously their codes for the top 5 drivers in the championship, and also the best team in the championship, or the title-winning team as well. And of course, the Sadler Computers as well, for their giving us a server as well to do this lovely championship with as well. They've been really good to GPU this year so far, and James Sadler looks after the company as well, looks after many R Factor 2 teams and leagues across the platform
I'll say hopefully he'll expand with other leagues and get more business over time as well. But they're just gridding up now to start the formation lap. You just see all the cars appearing on the grid. As you will see when we get the formation lap, you'll see a certain Guillaume Branton on pole position here for race number 2. And I say he is going to have a tough time on his hands, because behind him on the grid you've got the this year's not debutant to the championship, but for this year at least, Adrian Faber for Butler Power Motorsports. He's going to look to have an impact on this race with Peter Vagapov, race 2 winner of Imola Menoclont. Alongside him, row 2, we've got Krop, Gerhode, Munier and Lewis Bickers there on the 4th row of the grid. You've got 2 THR cars, Maguire and Butcher. Then Danborough and race 1 winner Tom Stevens starting P12 here. And then it's going to be the result of race number 1 behind. So you got both Gallery 82 cars on row 7. They were together on the first race as well. I seem to remember they were Bowley and Yangarak as well for Valet and Epic respectively. Alex Lejo there in P17 with some work to do. Bradley Sellers in 18th, Dean Vella 19th, Kenneth Singleton in P20. We've got Alex Hallows and I'm going to say turn Sunnevout. There we are. Fantastic. I'll get that one right. It's another one I'll have to get right at some point. With Stan Valestra and Liam Howard 23rd, 24th, Alistair Poulos and Tazano 25th, 26th, Miram and Camaligos in 27th and 28th for Team Year 1 there. Both cars are there as well. And Itamar Yativ rounding out the 29 car grid here for race number 2 as well. And I say, before it all kicks off, I hope you've all enjoyed the stream and the racing so far. I have, my voice hasn't. My throat definitely hasn't enjoyed it, but I certainly have. But a great chance here for Mode to get some points on the board. They turned up to this round with no points in the championship. They've had Branton and Singleton. And now Branton has a great chance. And as Sim Apex proved last time out, it just takes one result and you can shoot at the championship standings as well, which Bradley Sellers managed to do in Austria. Can Guillaume Branson repeat the trick? And also for Butler Power, who also turned up with no points on the board. They've now had obviously, they got Faber and Clont now to really pick up some good points for that team as well. So an important race here for many drivers on this grid, particularly in the top 12. But as they've now all lined up on the grid, hopefully we can turn some lights on before they go off. As Gerrit there just pointing directly at the lights there, and there they go. All those Christmas lights are now being turned off, and away they go. And Branson getting a really, really good start there as well. Faber getting an equally good start. But look at the train there behind as well, as we see Vagapov trying to get Slipstream already into one. We've got Klump behind. We've got it's Krupp as well getting a decent start. He's already passed Menoclont in contact there. They're going to check up behind as well. Faber gets away with it. Vagapov there made the contact. There's cars off already. Who is that in the gravel trap? It's Alex Lejo in the gravel trap. Sorry, fan, you've been disappointed already. Sadly, he's in the gravel trap and a long way back in the field. But Guillaume Branson, look at the lead he's got already. 1.3 seconds in the lead of this race. Pulled away as Faber has contact with Vagapov, and Branson's just gone up the road and gone out of it as there's more carnage in the background. Who's that in there? There's a couple of cars there in the background. There's a Mode car, and it looks like, is that Liam Howard back there as well? It's Sunnevout. Oh yeah, Toon Sunnevout, I apologise. Yeah, it's Guy Sunnevout is now disconnected and out of the race, which is unfortunate there for Gallery 82 and High Sunnevout as well. But as we're going to end the first lap here in a few moments' time, Branson needs by over 2 seconds already. As Faber's got, he's just got to worry about the mirrors. He can't focus on what's in front of him. He's got to focus on what's behind. As Vagapov now is going to get the slipstream going into turn 1 and down this straight. Faber defends already. Look at this. You see the very firm shot at the door. Contact there between the wheels and the front end plates, guys. Come on, early stages. Come on, don't embarrass yourselves. Here we go. And there's the contact that, I'm not being funny, was ever so predictable. I cannot believe what I'm seeing there. That was really, really poor from them two. Vagapov and Faber already making themselves suffer there as well. But look at who's benefited. Bond, Krop, Maguire, Gerrit, they've all benefited from the stupidity that happened in front of us there as well. We've got Meunier, Faber, Bickers and Butcher running at the top 10. Brewer and Stevens holding their positions from the grid. And down the order there, there's a couple of people who have suffered. Dean Vella has also dropped down the field already as well. I think there's been an incident there with him and Valestra, because they're both down in the order. Valestra or Vella there, it looks like he's retired already, so unfortunate there for him. We hope to see him come back for the next round, as it looks like here we've got Krop, we've got Maguire and Menoclon leading a train, which we've seen before. He's going to be enjoying this, is Menno. Leading out in P2, Branton nearly 4 seconds up the road already after 2 laps. This is going to be brilliant. As Krop's lost it, Moritz Krop's lost it into the chicane, and he's going to drop right down the field. Moritz Krop of Nocturne, the race 2 winner last time out, is now down in 14th position. He cannot believe it. Just a very small mistake. The back end coming round, and Krop is now down the order in 14th, and has now got Massimiliano Riboli going almost off track limits there, almost on the grass there to get past, doing a Sebastian Vettel from his Ferrari days, trying to pass into turn 1 and 2, and got another car off. Oh, there's Krop there as well. He's gone spinning, and there's another car off. Is that Menno? No, it's not Menno. Is that Faber or what? That must be Faber. He's spun down at 21st position. 23rd position now, so Faber's had another incident somewhere on circuit, as I've just seen year 1 car passing Faber as well. Yangarak is out this race as well for Epic. He's gone into the pits and retired, but we've got Menoclon out in 2nd. Branson's a postcode distance away already. He is gone. You're not seeing him. You are not seeing him for the rest of this race. He's going to take checker flag, back the points and go home. He is not messing around at all. Clont in 2nd, Maguire in 3rd position. Oh, the defence of Menoclon. He's not messing around, is he? But Maguire's made the move stick. Has he made it stick? Clont's fighting back. Side by side into the sector 3 here. And he's gone through. Luke Maguire has gone past Menoclon up into 2nd position here. And this could be a really key for the championship here, Luke Maguire. Now, he's obviously far back in the standings, and there is reduced points here in race number 2, don't forget. There's not as many points to play for. You've got likes of Stevens in 9th, Brewer in 8th, Butcher 7th. So Luke Maguire in this position here can pick up quite a few points back here. But Menoclon's not messing around. He's looking to fight back straight away here. The reigning champion, of course, looking to attack Luke Maguire, but can't get it done. Maguire's defending from this. Then we've got Gerrit in 4th, Meunier 5th, Bickers 6th, Butcher 7th, Brewer 8th, Stevens in 9th, Ragosa in 10th. As I've just seen there, Moritz Krop down in 16th position. That's where he sort of settled back into the race, of course. Anastopoulos right behind him as well. And look at Maguire, he's having to defend really, really hard here into the braking zone of turn 5. Gets out of the corner. Wow, Clont still glued to his gearbox. Gilhode still not giving up on this as well. All action here at the first. It's only lap 4. It's all action since the start here. Again, I think Menno here hit the curb on the entry, and that's lost some speed. He's going to get under attack here from his fellow Dutchman. Gerhard here. Maguire gained a bit of a gap. We've got a lovely view here of the action behind. Clont squeezing out his fellow countryman onto the curb. Oh, he's going to be squeezing down the inside. They're side by side. It's going to be tense stuff between these two. Sven Gerhard turning in. Clont just holding on. Just holding on. He's defending really, really well as he's gone and held position for now. And look who's behind him. Meunier in 5th position. He's looking to attack here for Team Iris here. And look at that, weaving behind there as well. They're all battling away here. The big train of cars. Everyone's pulling out, looking to make a move. Menoclon defending into one. We're all getting there okay. Brewer is in there as well. I think it's Brewer at least. No, sorry, Bickers is there with Meunier. He's made the move on Meunier as well. It looks like Butcher is trying to get the move done as well on Meunier into turn 4. There's contact ahead, banging wheels. Clont still holds on. And Maguire's already left this battle already. He's not messing about at all, but Clont's defending really hard. He told me actually before the race, if I'll get a good reverse grid position for race 2, I'm going to defend hard. I'm not going to make it easy for people. And he's certainly doing that. He's doing a brilliant job of holding up this many people at the same time. Gerrit's now been struggling for over a lap now to get past Menno. Clont on board Bickers. He's got a good run out of there as Gerrit's got held up a little bit. And Bickers now trying to stick his front wing down the inside. Can't quite do it. Gerrit gets the momentum on the outside of the corner to gain the position and the time. Just to run down on the 10-4. So Branton leads by 5 seconds from Maguire. Clont, Gerrit, Bickers, Meunier, Butcher, Brewer, Stevens, and Alexander Ragotza rounding up the 10 as well. Say there's been a few fatalities already in this race. Jangerak, Vella and Sonnefeld have all retired from the race. We've still got 26 runners. Singleton at the back of the field so far, but there is all the cars running into turn 1. Side by side, nose to tail action all the way down through the field, and there's a bit more battling there as they're coming towards the camera there. 3 of them all together on track. It's a Team Year 1 car and they can easily put that one out. And I think that was Laho and Tazano in that battle as well. But here's that battle for P3. Gerrit is still out in front here. And he's actually pulled a gap. He's actually passed Menno Clont there, I didn't realise there. So Clont has lost position there into P4. He's now got Bickers there in P5. Oh, and Gerrit's run wide. Is Clont going to capitalise? He has to duck out very quick, but he's gained the position as either side by side. I want to give each other room as well. Brilliant racing there as Gerrit's made a mistake. Is he going to get punished for it though? Clont is there. There's banging wheels again. Bickers diving down the inside. Oh my goodness me. Oh, he's really done it. Bickers has got there. There's a wheel inside. That's not going to work, guys. That is not going to work. It's Clont and Bickers. And Clont's still holding on. Oh my goodness. You've got Butch there as well. You've got Meunier in there as well. You've got a couple of other cars. That's Brewers and Stevens there as well. And they all somehow get through. There's a yellow flag there. Someone's gone off somewhere. I think it's towards the back of the field. But they all somehow get through. Bickers has made position now. He's up into 4th place. This is madness. Utter madness. We're only halfway through the race. This is crazy stuff. Clont is there. He's trying to get through. We've got Butcher there in 7th. Oh, there's a spinner. That's Tom Stevens. He's sideways. He caught it. He caught that brilliantly. And I say it looks like that is Ragotza in 9th position. He's got past Stevens somewhere. Was that into 1, I wonder? Was that into turn 1? Okay. And it might have been contact into 1. Brewer's up the road though. He's up to 8th position. And it's like this battle then has been marginalised, I guess, with Ragotza leading the train in 9th place. This is utter madness. But out front, just to clarify, Branton 4 seconds up the road from Malik Maguire. Then you got Gerrit there as well. He's for 5 seconds back. And then you got Lewis Bickers. And then you got this big line of cars here as well. And it's just started to spread themselves out a little bit, which is probably these guys can do with a little bit of a rest after that intense battling a few moments ago. But don't worry, I'm sure, guys, it's all going to kick off in a couple of minutes or a couple of laps. Shall we say Ragotza in 10th. Stevens has got back past Alexander Ragotza. So Ragotza now in the last points paying position. He has got behind him the 2 Valley Esports cars of Vagapov and Raboli as well. Looking to pick up some points, these two. Get some points of Valley on the board. I just see down there Adrian Faber lost a load of positions there down in P20. Stan Flestra is out of the race as well. So we're down to 25 cars. Now, sadly, lap number 8, over halfway now. These guys are going to be at it hammer and tong throughout the rest of this race. I can't see this dying down. It's going to be scrapping all the way to the end of this race in this sort of like upper points area of the race, of the standings. It seems to have settled down now. Clont just trying to get himself into position where he can attack Lewis Bickers, but Bickers doing a brilliant job in holding on in 4th place. With the yellow flag there, Prix. And looks like Luke Maguire there gaining a load of time on Guillaume Branton as well. So that's now going down to 3 seconds there now, and he gained 4 tenths in that sector 2 alone. He's closing in on Guillaume Branton. Don't forget, as some of you may know, Guillaume Branton's on the controller. His tyre wear seems to be a little bit higher than everyone else. So as this race goes on, he may suffer more as the race goes on. So Maguire may have that in mind as we go into the later stages. Probably last sort of 3 or 4 laps. See then, as again the yellow flag in sector 3. Someone's gone around somewhere. Can't quite see what's happened there. Just see Peter Vagapov setting actually a purple sector 1 as well, so he's looking pretty quick. As well as we're looking at Anastopoulos and single turning Kamaligos and turn Sunnevout as well. We've got Miram there in the other Team Year 1 car there as well in 21st position there as well. But here we go, back into the main thick of things here. Dan Brewer looking to attack and get past the Team Iris car of Loic Meunier, as well as Meunier's covering inside. Brewer can't do nothing with that. He has to hold station, has to hold him behind. A brilliant job, and now Maguire down to 2.8 seconds now. So Maguire is closing in on the Dutchman ahead for the lead of this race. A long way to go, of course, 5 and a bit laps to go. Looks like we're all holding station. A bit of dust there kicked up from the car ahead as well, but everyone seems to be a little bit more spread out now. Brewer there running a little bit wide. It's a pretty decent battle for 10th position. I can see there Ragotz and Vagapov pretty close in behind each other there for P10, but to say we're going to stick with this one for now, as we're going to come down the straight once again in a couple of moments. But everyone seems to be a bit more spread out now, so maybe they're just sort of calming down, ready for another push later on. The Butcher there going over the curve, so I see a bit of a sideways movement there for Meunier. Maybe Brewer might think he's got a chance here to make a move into turn 1, as there's a little bit of a sideways movement there for Meunier, the Frenchman. And Brewer's closing up. Look how much he's closing up already. Oh, look at the speed, the overspeed there. He's right up alongside the Team Iris driver, and Brewer there going to go up into 7th position into turn 1. Some vital points there for him and Stacks in the team's championship as well, fighting with THR of course. And Bickers and Brewer have been absolutely brilliant as well. Not taking the victory yet, they so desire, but I say they really have been impressive in these first 3 rounds of the championship. Like to be fair, like I expected as well, they are 2 really good drivers as well, with a lot of experience combined. Say some good battling all the way through the field, as there's a car off and Ragotz is in the wall without a front wing. What has happened there to the Gallery 82 driver? We can't see. He was I've said he was very close with Vagapov, and Vagapov, they're nowhere near each other now, so I imagine there was contact, or there could have been contact between the 2, but without seeing it, can't confirm that of course. But whatever's happened, for the 2nd week in a row, Alexander Ragotz in race 2 was an incident that has ruined his race and taken him right down the back of the field. But here we go back into this sort of 5th place battle, which Clont is still leading the train. He's lost touch a little bit of Bickers ahead. He hasn't got the slipstream now, and Butcher is attacking back of Menno Clont now as we go into turn 1 once again on lap number 11. And Butcher closing in deep, wheel to wheel. Menno Clont and 2 very experienced drivers, of course, been racing each other for a long time, and that is 2 experienced drivers wheel to wheel and coming out no paint loss, but really good, close, trustworthy racing there. Butcher there up into 5th position, ahead of the champion Clonk. Now Dan Brewer looking to get past and capitalise as well. Round the outside he looks, can't do it. Can he get the driver out of the corner? There he is, in line and in position to make a move on Clont in the near future, maybe next sort of half lap or so. But at the front of the field, Branton's going to be feeling the pressure now slightly. Gap now 1.3 seconds to Luke Maguire. And now less than that now, it's now down into a second now. So Luke Maguire's closed in on the Dutchman. And is looking now to want to taste the victory here for himself and for THR, which will be his first victory in Grand Prix United. Yeah, in GPU. So we'll keep an eye on that battle in a few moments' time, I'm sure. Back for the moment, Brewer is looking to attack, and there's the gap on your screens now. Luke Maguire going to be closing in with the slipstream as well down this main straight. It's going to be difficult now because there's 3 laps to go. They've got a gap to Gerrit. Gerrit's actually done really well with P3 there as well, so he'd be really, really happy with that, as he should be. Now it looks like there's a move there further back. I can see Stevens has passed Meunier as well into down the straight and into turn 1 as well. So Tom Stevens, championship leader, in position 8 as well. Meunier there, and Peter Vagapov rounding out the top 10 as well. So that'd be a points going to Valley Sports way as it stands. And Alexander Ragotza retired from the race actually as well after that incident. So not ideal at all. We're back on board now with the leading pair. Maguire's close up slightly, gap now less than half a second. He runs wide on the exit. Into the braking zone, nice and deep. Branson there sort of holding the middle of the road and getting a decent exit on the out there as well. Clips the curb. Doing a very, very fine job as it stands. He had a brilliant start. He got the lead, about 5 seconds gap after about 3 laps. It was absolutely fantastic as the rest of them battled and did the best to ruin each other's races behind. Guillaume Branson got the gap. But now for him and for Mode, this is really, really important stuff here for them as well. They haven't scored a point before today's event. And as it stands, they might be taking a race victory, but Luke Maguire now is all over the back of Guillaume Branson as he goes into turn 1. Maguire goes deep, can't hold that position, he goes too deep. And Guillaume Branson there holds onto the lead. And to be fair, Sven Gilhode is also closing in on these two as well. The gap now between Maguire and Gilhode, 2.2 seconds. The gap was about 3 seconds a few moments ago. As we're on the penultimate lap of the race. I'll say we saw earlier Moritz Kropp have an incident, and also Adrian Faber. Them two have recovered to 14th and 15th respectively. Lehoux as well from the back of the field. He was in the gravel in lap 1. He's in 13th place. So he's had a brilliant job. It's just been a really bad luck event. Obviously he had the pit lane start as well, but it's actually been pretty quick. It's just bad luck and incidents as well. But now we're looking at Butcher, who got past Clont. Obviously Clont now down to 6th position. He's looking now to have some good racing with Dan Brewer now in the closing stages of this race too. And we're going to find out what happens in the last lap or so. Okay, round into sector 3 there for the penultimate time. There's a gap now up front, now 4/10, and they're just about to go into, oh, it looks like a bit of a contact there as well. That's unfortunate stuff there. But we're going to now look down the straight. Branson's obviously weaving, defending there as well. He's right, he's got every right to do, hold the right hand side of the road. Maguire can't get alongside him. But also, you look behind, Gerhode is also closing in. The gap now a second. So these two can't really fight too much if they don't want Sven Gerhode to get involved in this fight. But Branson's going to give it all he's got. Maguire's looking to get past. Oh, look at this. Maguire trying to take the long way round. It hasn't worked. That's a very different line, shall we say, from Luke. But now Sven Gerhode is in the battle. He's in with a fighting chance, even a victory here if these two get involved too many shenanigans in the closing stages of this race. We're 1 sector down, 2 to go. As we're going to stay on board here with Sven Gerrit here in P3. Maguire goes in deep. Does he get the run up the corner that he desired? Over every corner that passes, Gerrit Branton's got a bigger chance of getting the victory here. Maguire goes wide. He's actually going to be under pressure now from Sven Gerrit. So Branton here might be in a position where he can feel somewhat comfortable with these two fighting behind. Maguire, oh, but a wheel-to-wheel contact there. Oh, and he gets away with it. Look at that. He holds position. Gerrit looking really good there for a podium for Mazunda Motorsports there as well. They'll be really happy with that. But we've also had Tom Stevens pass Dan Brewer. Oh, actually, no, Brewer's got that back. But round the final corner, Gerrit Branton from pole position has got mowed their first victory of the season and the first points of the season as well. Gerrit Branton takes the victory here in Barcelona in race number 2 from Maguire, Gerrit, Bickers, Butcher, Clont, Brewer, Stevens, Munier and Vakapol rounding at the top 10 as quick as I can say it. They crossed the line. And we've got Sellers there in P11. A very good drive actually from him. Done a really good job. Again in this race number 2. Briboli 12th, Leho 13th, Crop 14th, Faber 15th. Hallows, Tisano, Howard, Sonneveld and Miram. They're rounding up the top 20 there. We're in a fantastic action here in Barcelona. And we've got Itamar Yatif 21st, Kamaligos 22nd, Anastopoulos 23rd, Singleton 24th, and sadly Ragotza, Villastra, Langarak, Vela and Sonneveld rounding out the retirements there. But Gerrit Branton, the league admin and owner of the league, or joint owner, takes victory here for Mode Auto Concepts here this evening. There's the confirmation of all the results there of this race number 2 here at Barcelona. And a really intriguing action. I think they really did test me there. Really tested my voice there, but I'm glad they did because that's fantastic action there as well for you. And I hope you all enjoyed that. But obviously in 2 weeks' time we're going to repeat this all again at Mugello. Tough circuit. I say it's a track that most of these guys know well as well. So fingers crossed we'll see some more brilliant action there as well. I'm just going to take a couple of minutes break actually from this. We'll have interviews in a few moments' time. I'm just going to be a couple of minutes and we'll be right back. So here we are, ready for the interviews now, and I'm going to bring in to the room to start with race 2 winner and my boss for the evening in this series, Gerrit Branton. I'll say, Gerrit, a struggling start to the season for you, no points for the team in total, and then reverse grid, fantastic start, They battle away. You pull away at the front of the field, 5 seconds or so, and under significant pressure, you take the victory, Guillaume. That was you at your best, I feel. That was really, really impressive.
Thank you. Yeah, I think the pace has always been there this season. I qualified in the top 10 so far in every round. And although it was P9, and I've qualified P7 and P9 before, I felt like this was definitely the best one. It's just that the field gets so much quicker over time that I felt like it was the maximum, set a PB in quali, and I felt very confident. Put in a lot of laps. And I was a bit hesitant because I didn't know if I was going to nail the track. It's quite difficult. And in the race, I managed. And as you might know, my tires go quite fast. But for some reason, I managed to get it turned in time. And even though I lost a lot of time, even with the proper tires, I wouldn't be able to manage. So props to the guys behind for catching me, but also for keeping it very clean. They were very fast. It was amazing. Yeah, I'm happy. I'm happy to start my point scoring positions like this. So yeah, I'm happy.
Yeah, and so you should be as well. That was quite a drive there in race 2. Obviously now halfway point of the season now, Guillaume. Hopefully a good kickstart for your season as well. You'll jump up right in the standings because the way the points work. How are you feeling for the next round in Mugello? Obviously, similar circuit in some characteristics are similar at least. Do you feel like you can carry on the form going forward as well?
I mean, of course, it depends very much on my tires. Can they hold? Can they not? But on the other hand, I thought Catalonia was going to be the biggest struggle of them all, and it was proving. Of course, it was a struggle, but it wasn't the biggest struggle. It wasn't like extreme. I'm expecting Mugello to wear on the tires as well, but I mean, it's testing. Once testing goes on, I'll start to figure out how my pace will be, how the tires will go. But yeah, it's definitely my goal to score points every single event.
Yeah, I'll say, it's something that was obviously I've known you for a little while now. That's why you've always had speed, so I know we've got the talent to do so as well. So I wish you all the best going forward. And just for the viewers at home, for all the sort of lovely graphics you see as well, obviously Gerrit with the camera today, but this man here, Guillaume, has put in so much hard work as well as the other admins team to get this league going as well. So Guillaume, thanks for everything on behalf of myself and the rest of the team, drivers and everything as well, for your amazing hard work behind the scenes.
Thank you as well.
That's as well. But to say, well done for this evening for the win as well. And hopefully we'll see you in here in a couple of weeks' time.
Thank you very much. Also a big shout out to of course the commentators, David, Ewan, who can't be here tonight unfortunately, Gerrit for the cameras, Dan and Marco stewarding. It's a whole team, and of course every one of the drivers, spectators, team owners, everyone makes this possible. So big thank you to everyone.
Much appreciated, Guillaume, there as well. I will now bring in to the room Tom Stevens as well. Into the room he comes here, and extending, I believe, his championship lead after his victory in race 1 this evening. Tom, another fantastic event for you there as well. Obviously going into the round with the championship lead and coming out the other side with a bigger lead as well after your victory here this evening. But some really tough racing out there as well, particularly in race 2. How are you coming out of it? How are you feeling?
Well, yeah, race 1 was pretty good. Luke allowed me to go past because he was having some issues with his tyres and that. And then pace was alright to the end, I guess. And then race 2, I just didn't quite have the edge I wanted to. I was struggling a bit in the dirty air and did a few risky moves, which I think I shouldn't have done. But yeah, I guess P8, still some points at the end of the day in race 2.
It all adds up. I say, I was brought up, if you save the pennies, the pounds will look after themselves. It's the same with points. So that's every point's worth it at the end of the day. So don't worry about that too much. But yeah, say halfway through the season now, obviously championship leader going on now. Mugello next. See, not maybe a track of the norm. Have you got any experience round there in the past? Do you feel like you're going to be a good round for you round there?
I've never done any online racing around it, but I've just done a few test laps, but that's it. But it has a nice rhythm, so I'm looking forward to it.
And hopefully we'll see you back in here in a couple of weeks' time as well. But well done for tonight, Tom.
Yeah,
It's been a pleasure as always.
Yeah, I'd like to thank everyone at THR as well. Super job from them for this round, and yeah, thank you.
It's been a pleasure, Tom. You look after yourself, and I'll speak to you soon, hopefully in here as well. You take care.
All right, thank you.
I'll bring in also 2 more interviewees. The first one being Luke Maguire, who had a very, very strong event generally here this evening, obviously taking the podium there in race 2 as well, and glad to say now recovered from COVID-19 as well. Luke, it's great to have you back. Great back on track as well, and finding your form once again after a few difficulties before the race today with the internet and everything, but really tough there. Could have had the win at the end of race 2 there, but you must be feeling pretty happy on the whole after that.
Yeah, I feel happy. Right before qualifying, I decided to kind of go a different setup route. Slow. It would end up slower in the race, but it gave me a chance to fight for pole. And we were practicing offline, and I could hold a position even if I was a slower car in front. So I tried to do that. It didn't really work. Now, to be honest, in race 1, but it kind of got me in a good position just to fight for at least P4. So I was happy with that, and race 2 was I kind of just got lucky with the traffic, and people were kind of braking too early, and you could just kind of stick your nose in there, and it was a good race. I caught P1, and then top speed just wasn't really there. I put the wing up just so I could follow people closely in sector 2 and sector 3 and be on their gearbox for an overtake, but if you have the inside for turn 1, it's very hard to make an overtake stick. But I'm very happy with P2 in race 2.
Rightfully so as well. It was a really tough race that looked, and we enjoyed it in here. I'm sure the viewers did at home as well, because there's a good amount of entertainment there. That'll stick in the memory for me, which is really good to watch. Halfway through now, obviously you're not in the main championship mix after missing the last round, but you're still obviously competitive, fighting for wins, fighting for podiums all the time.
Yeah,
You're just going out there for fun now, are you? Or is there a little thinking, might get an outside chance here of a title challenge here or there? Or what's your thoughts going forward?
I think I've started this championship. It was more just for fun, but we are practicing seriously and trying to do the best we can. But I'd never really put the outset of doing championship, but just take it race by race. And at the moment, kind of like Super Cup and GPV last year, just trying to get me and Chris up the teams championship and see how we do there. So happy enough to keep doing that. And the driver championship isn't really my goal anyway. It's more for a bit of fun, but serious at the end of the day as well.
Say it's been great to watch. Say from this position in the broadcast booth, but say well done for tonight. Obviously, more great solid results for you again, Luke. I wish you and the family all the best as well with the recovery of COVID as well, and we'll hopefully see you in here in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, cheers, David.
Thanks. Take care.
All right.
Say last interview I'm gonna bring in now is THR teammate and co-owner Chris Butcher in the booth here as well after some really tough battling as well and getting some very good results as well. Chris, say it looked brilliant from where I was sitting here. Say, how are you feeling after coming out of that really tough racing here tonight?
I don't know if it's fair to say I'm a little disappointed because 3rd and 5th are pretty decent results, to be honest with you. But I kind of felt like I deserved a bit more. I feel like some people's overtaking moves are a bit questionable. It seems like they kind of their tactic is to sort of run into the side of somebody and then run them off the track at the next corner. But we'll let the stewards look at that. So yeah, feel a bit hard done by, to be honest with you. But some okay results. I think in terms of the championship, it probably works out pretty evenly. So not really much lost. But yeah, we clearly need to do a bit more work on the setup. We worked on something that we thought would be really strong in the race, but those Stacks boys were really, really fast in the second half of the race, so they've obviously found something that we haven't. So there's a bit of work to do for the next round, but overall, okay event, I would say.
Yeah, so it looked a really, really
tough, swings and roundabouts between, say, THR and Stacks, and it's been like that in the Teams Championship as well. Obviously, Magello's coming up next. Say it's a track that may be in the single-seater toes and maybe not so experienced with, so I think it's going to be a good event for all around. But I say it's halfway through the championship now. It's looking really, really strong for yourself, Chris. Obviously, 6 results in the top 5. So looking at that side of things, nothing to really worry about too much. But I say, obviously, for THR now, if you look at the standings, is it more about the teams now rather than the drivers, would you say, or you still got one eye on Stevens ahead of you?
No, I mean, I think Stevens isn't. The gap to him isn't insurmountable. You've always got to push as hard as you can. Let's not forget we're only at the halfway point of the season, so that could completely turn around. We could go into the next 3 races, and I might be that step quicker than Tom. So we'll have to see. But obviously, I'll be pushing as hard as I can. Teams, that's going to be difficult. I think the priority is going to have to be to sort of try and stay ahead of Stacks, because us and Nocturne and Stacks seem so closely matched that it's going to be it's going to be really, really hard to make any headway. And obviously with Luke unfortunately missing the last round, and not taking away from Toby because he did a superb job coming in at the last minute, but that obviously sort of hurt us a little bit in the teams championship. So it's going to be tricky to recover from that. So for me, I think I've personally got my eyes set on the driver's title and just try and sort of maintain position in the teams, and hopefully bring home a P2 or something like that.
Fingers crossed for you. I say we'll see you again in 2 weeks' time at Magello. I say hopefully all fired up, raring to go there, as well as me, to be fair, because my voice is knackered. But we'll see you in 2 weeks, Chris. So wish you well. I hope practice goes well at Magello as well. You take care, and well done for this evening's racing as well.
Cheers, David.
For you. That's it from me. I say I'm not going to go into anything more, but I say 2 weeks' time we'll be at Magello. I say big thanks again to all the admins, all the staff, Gerrit especially as well for putting up with me for all this time. Again this evening for the last 2 hours, as well as you viewers at home. Obviously to 3D Wrap and to Sadler Computers as well. I've been David Carter. I'll see you in 2 weeks' time.